Fox 26 is your station for health. Houston and Harris County are in the midst of a syphilis outbreak. Fox 26's Gabby Hart is here in the newsroom. Gabby, this infection is impacting women at an alarming rate.
It really is, Tom, a 128% increase in cases among women. And for those of you sitting at home thinking that there's no way it could impact someone like me, doctors say this isn't just a problem for sex workers or low-income communities, but that all sexually active adults, especially women of childbearing age, are at risk.
It's really something that we should all be getting screened for, because you can't look at anybody and tell. You don't know necessarily what every partner you've had in your life may have been exposed to.
The Houston Health Department is reporting a syphilis outbreak in Houston and Harris County. According to the Health Department, new infections increased from 1,845 in 2019 to just over 2,900 cases in 2022. That's a 57% increase. What is happening in Houston?
What we're seeing is a failure in our healthcare system.
Dr. Foye Ikiator is the medical director at Lifesavers Emergency Room here in Houston. She says what people think of as an uncommon STI is becoming more prevalent in our communities.
We've gotten to the point where we think it's eradicated. I talk to people all the time and they say, is that still going on? Like, well, it is. With this new spike, it is women particularly, and then women of childbearing age.
And when women of childbearing age are impacted at this rate, it also impacts children. The health department reports a spike in congenital syphilis. The number of babies being born with the infection went from just 16 cases in 2016 to 151 cases in 2021.
Which means that these pregnant women with syphilis are having babies that are born with neurological deficits.
Dr. Ikiator says every pregnant woman needs to get screened in the beginning and toward the middle of her pregnancy. Syphilis symptoms include a circular rash that can appear anywhere on the body, and if not caught in a timely manner, it can lead to fever, hair loss, headaches, and ultimately damage to internal organs.
It's easily treatable. It only takes one shot.
But what happens if this goes untreated? How dangerous is that?
How dangerous? Yeah, well, it can cause severe neurological problems for patients, adult and the baby.
Well, the health department is launching an outreach response that will increase screening opportunities. They're also waiving STI and STD screening fees at their health centers, which means that easy and free testing for people looking to do so. You can head over to fox26houston.com to learn more.
What's going on, champions? This is Julien Stoutt, licensed personal trainer, licensed PE teacher, world record powerlifter, special education teacher, here to take the fear out of fitness and your health to help you be the best you. Guys, this one, you saw it for yourself. This is crazy. All right. Welcome back. Hopefully you guys had a good time away from me. Hopefully you will continue to have a better time with me. However, this subject is a little bit personal to me for several reasons. Number one, as a person who in his teenage years educated my peers about the risks of STDs, specifically HIV and AIDS, but we did touch on most STIs or STDs for that matter. The cases that we're seeing outbreaks in Houston right now, what they're not saying in the video, they specifically said women, but the truth is it's actually women of color that are being affected by this at a greater capacity than everyone else. Why am I saying that? Because it says congenital syphilis in Texas, which means pregnant women who are coming in with syphilis are coming in and giving birth to children with syphilis are Black and Hispanic. White is only 10%. Hispanic is 45%. Black is 44%. But here's the deal. I'm going to actually show this to you so you actually see this. so that you don't think I'm making this up. Among the 367 infants reported with congenital syphilis in 2018, by the way, it increased by 128% in 2022. Almost 9 out of 10 were born to Hispanic, black, 45% and 44%. Texas women. For rates of deliveries by mother's race and ethnicity, black women had the highest rate at 340.9 cases per 100,000 live births, followed by Hispanic women with a rate of 86.9 cases per 100,000 live births. As you can see, the rate is right here. Hispanics have the most cases, but per 100,000, black women are being infected at a 172. So literally almost 4 times the rate of Hispanic women. Even though there are more Hispanic women in Houston, there are more black women per 100,000. 4 times the amount of black women are coming up hot with syphilis and then giving birth to these children, which suggests a few things. It suggests that black women are not paying attention to their health, because that means for every Hispanic woman, for every 1 Hispanic woman, 4 black women are not getting treated for syphilis. With white women, for every 1 white woman, 40 black women are not being treated. For every white woman that's not being treated for syphilis and giving birth to a child born of syphilis, 40 black women are. Now, we could, play in the waters and figure out and say it's racism, it's poor health care in the black community. It could be all of that. But the truth is, what's really happening is that black people aren't paying attention to their health themselves. It also suggests that black women are having a lot more unprotected sex than every other race in the community. They're 4 times more likely, obviously, based on these numbers, they're 4 times more likely to be producing a child with syphilis than a Hispanic woman, and 40 times more likely than a white woman. Now, why am I saying this? Because from a health standpoint, I've touched on this before, and the most annoying thing that I can't stand is that when we sit here and beat the drum about what is being done in our communities and what is being ignored in our communities, we then drop the ball. For years, women, especially black women, tell us that there is a series of discrepancies in the healthcare system that allows black women to die in the healthcare system at a higher rate than any other race of woman in this country. True. That is very much true. It's not debatable. All right? So don't come at me with the nonsense, because I will shut you down. I will pull up facts, figures, and the whole 9 yards to show you that it is not in the heads of people of color. It is genuinely true. But even within that, here it is. You're not screening yourself for STDs, because I can't have no STD. Girl, please. Boy, please. I ain't got no STD. What I look like? I don't be messing with no nasty people. Guess what? Somebody must be. Because it's clearly evident that that's exactly what's going on. So now, I know somebody's going to try to say I'm being misogynistic. but I'm gonna put up the number. I'm gonna pull it up. And particularly, this is specifically to Houston, all right? All right, so with women, it has jumped by 128%. I'm trying to find the specific numbers. Here we go. Let's see if I got it here. This is 2023. Cases among women totaled 674 cases in 2022. Up from 295 in 2019. All right. So, statistics from the department indicate new infections rose from 1845 in 2019 to 2905, which is basically almost, what is that, 1100, just under 1100, so just over 1090, a 57% increase. So that means, and cases among women total 674 cases, up from 295 cases in 2019. Congenital syphilis soared from 16 cases in 2016 to 151 cases in 2021. And it increased even higher in 2022. It's crucial for pregnant women to seek prenatal care and syphilis testing to protect themselves from an infection that could result in deaths of their babies. By the way, if you didn't know, syphilis can cause blindness in children if not treated properly. If you didn't know that. However, with that being said, women are highly at risk for not only contracting it, but also giving it and passing it on to their children. And black women are even more at risk because compared to white people, you have a 40 times likely possibility of passing this on to your children. So in these particular cases, what we need to do is go get screened. As a matter of fact, the Harris County, which is the county that Houston resides in, is waiving their STD fees to ensure that people are actually going through the processes of checking themselves before it gets worse. As you heard in the video, you can suffer from neurological diseases, neurological disorders, if you do not treat this properly for yourself and for your children. We have enough issues in our community that already puts us behind the 8 ball when it comes to demographics in regards to education. And I don't mean we are not intelligent. What I mean is we have particular ailments in our community that are affecting us and only us more than it affects other communities. And we are now making it worse by adding on and compounding preventable ways of creating neurological disorders. We get our water poisoned. We are in poor chemical, textile environments where we're behind factories and we're inhaling fumes that messes with our organs, messes with our tissue, messes with our reproductive systems, messes with our DNA. Then on top of that, our food is not exactly the greatest in the world either. So therefore, it also affects us there. Then on top of that, compounding all on top of that, and now you're adding in sexually transmitted diseases that causes neurological disorders. We have enough against us as it is. We shouldn't be piling on and making it worse for our children and our children's children down the road. This is a time where I'm calling for us to be more responsible. Be more responsible about the choices we make with partners, because clearly we're not. And this is not just for the women in regards to choosing partners, because fellas, we ain't doing it either. Just letting you know. Because what's happening is men are giving it to these women. It's obvious if they're pregnant, right? If they're giving birth to children with syphilis, obviously a man gave it to them. There's no getting around that. It's not like they were in a lesbian relationship and they caught syphilis. Because if that were the case, they wouldn't be pregnant. See how I figured that out? Genius level stuff, right? No. It's common sense. So, while I am calling for women to be more responsible about who we're choosing, so that way we don't pass on these ill-fated diseases to our children, which further delays our success stories within our communities, I'm also asking men, show some discipline with the penis. Call it penile discipline if you want. Fellas, wrap it up. Or don't use it. Not everything that glitters is gold. Not everything that shines is a diamond. Because anything that shines also blinds you. And you're being blinded by whatever it is you're being blinded at. Whether it's the booty, whether it's the top heaviness, whether it's the viscous innards, it doesn't matter. You're being blinded. And you're not doing the responsible thing that is necessary for you to be the best you. So, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube. I appreciate your time. Don't forget to click the subscribe button so that way the algorithm also allows me to pass on these messages to you. Like the videos. It's important. These messages needs to be passed on to everyone willing to listen and willing to do something about it. Your health matters. What good is getting in shape if you're not healthy? All right? Have a nice day. And be the best you.